Guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. As I've promised in the original second generation GS300 review, I'm going to do another one which is 1 year ownership, or GS300 after 1 year of ownership. And yes, it's here now. So let's start, shall we? I had the car for nearly 12 months now, so yeah, you can kind of say that I had it for a year. I've bought it in January this year. Bought it in January, we're in December now, 2018, so yeah, more or less I can tell you more about the car itself now. I know it might be a bit pointless, but at the same time, like, I haven't seen anything like this before. I've seen loads of reviews of the second generation GS on YouTube. However, it's mainly like a half an hour or an hour long review, and that's about it. You don't know what are the costs of ownership, how does the car kind of perform in a different like weather conditions and stuff like that. So I thought, why not do one myself? So first of all, in terms of costs, since I've bought the car, what went wrong, what I had to replace. So first things first, that was the radiator, which was £150. That's including the labor, so that's not that expensive in my opinion. Then the oxygen sensor went. That was £50 plus £50 to get it fitted. Then I did the MOT, which told me that I need to replace the wiper blades. One of the light bulbs for the reg plate was gone. Brake parts and brake discs, which cost me £99 Brembo for the rear. That's altogether £99. Then I've messed up the sub, which was £80. The CD changer, I've messed up as well. I've put the CD upside down and I've blocked the thing, so that cost me £40 from eBay. That's about it. Now, considering the car is currently 999 miles. Yes, and we've got 150,000 miles on the clock. That's not really that much. Obviously, if you like, you can buy a BMW, Mercedes or an Audi. If you prefer to pay more and get less, I'm not stopping you, it's entirely up to you. But considering this is a 17-year-old premium luxury saloon, I'm actually quite impressed with the spending costs. In terms of miles per gallon, fuel costs and all that jazz, I think city driving now, when it's like 1 degree Celsius, you're looking at around computer. Well, I've got an OBD2 reader which I'm connecting to Talk app, which I've got on my Android device, and it's showing on average city driving 22 to 25, motorway easily 35 to 40, which in my opinion is amazing considering that the car weighs quite a lot, nearly 2 tons. in my opinion, that 3-liter engine is decent, 2JZ GE, but at the same time it's only 220 brake, so you know, that might not be much for a car of this size and shape, but it's brilliant. Now, in terms of the size and shape, I'm really impressed with the car looks. To be honest, it was my least favorite Lexus, especially in the GS department, the second generation, but it grew on me and I absolutely love it. What's more, when I met a couple of my friends recently, I was like, oh, you know what, the GS is in for repairs, I need to replace the radiator. And they're like, what do you mean you need to replace the radiator? It's a brand new car. I'm like, no, it's a 17-year-old luxury barge, but it's 17-year-old car, and that shows you how timeless the shape of this car is. Now, you probably know that I used to have a Lexus GS 3rd generation 450h. I also had an LS 430 facelifted model. So I kind of had a couple of Lexuses, and as much as I love the 3rd generation of a GS, it looks very modern, it looks very stylish, and it looks very young, as in, like, you know, for a young driver. This is absolutely timeless. However, it's also a car where you can't just wear a hoodie and a tracksuit. You can't just, like, you know, do 70 miles per hour on a 40. It's not a car like that. You would look stupid in that. It's a nice, relaxing car. It's very relaxing to drive. In fact, it's so relaxing to drive that actually it's so quiet and comfy inside that when you hear a little rattle, like when I had the CD changer blocked, it was making this weird noise like it was absolutely driving me nuts. What's more, when you drive it and there's, like, you know, it's complete silence, and then you're driving in a complete silence, and then your wife starts talking to you, you're like, oh my god, I'm absolutely dying inside, please just shut up. It's so quiet that you start to go into that nirvana stage, like you're so relaxed, you're in a bubble, and then someone breaks it and you get nervous and you get anxious and you get pissed and you're like, actually, you know what? So that is the downside of the quietness and comfort of the car. But apart from that, it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely spot on. To be honest, oh wait, no, there was an issue with the transmission. Well, it wasn't really an issue. So when it was changing to the second gear, from second to the third, there was a bit of a judder, and it took a bit longer for it to change the gear from the second to third. So I drove to Lexus. We've changed the gearbox oil. That was in March this year. We've reset the transmission by unplugging the battery for, I can't remember, I think half an hour. That's it, all sorted. So yeah, that was that. To be honest, I was pretty impressed, especially that was in March, and then in May we had like these heat waves in Manchester. Now do consider this is Manchester in UK, so obviously we have autumn, spring, autumn. We don't have winter, we don't have summer, but to be honest, in that kind of condition, we had a summer with 32 degrees Celsius. Now, last time there was 32 degrees Celsius in Manchester, that was in 1979 apparently. That's the car handled really well. So now we've got like I said, 1 degree Celsius, and you don't have any issues with starting the car. There are no issues with running the car. The gearbox is absolutely silky smooth. Like, it's such a weird experience considering it's a 17-year-old car and you expect it to have issues, you expect it to be not as well as it was when it was first manufactured 17 years ago, but none of that takes place. It's absolutely still brilliant, comfy to drive. It's absolutely totally relaxing. It's still whisper quiet. everything still works. Now I know it's a Japanese car, so yes, it does have every, like, you know, every now and then, like for example when I was trying to use the power window for my daughter, I was pressing down, it was going up, I was pressing up, it was going up, and then it didn't. Give us a sec. It didn't work or whatsoever, so obviously that's that. But apart from that, there's literally nothing at fault in here. The seats are very comfy. What's more, I was driven by my friend in the back, so I was sat in the back. The seats actually in the back are more comfy than the ones on the front, which was very surprising for me. And it's so nice. We actually have two, as you can see, two child seats in the back, and my mom was sat at the back as well. It wasn't the best experience, it wasn't the worst experience, it was just okay. But if you're thinking about driving five, yeah, well done, 5 adults in this car without the child seats, yeah, no issues at all. What's more, all those windows, everything is just big in this car, not like in the third generation where everything's a bit cramped. I'm not saying the third generation is in any way of shape or form worse, it's just everything's a bit cramped, where in here you've got like loads of space, and the windows are big, and the visibility is absolutely tremendous, absolutely brilliant. Obviously you've got this huge moonroof, sunroof, whichever part of the world you live in, however you call it, and everything just works. Like, brilliant car. If you're thinking about buying one, yes, I would say yes. Even now, I think in UK they cost around £1,000 or £1,500. Don't be scared of a high mileage one, just make sure you get something with a decent service history. Now I was thinking about going back to 3GS after this one. I was thinking about an LS600HL, maybe RX, because we're thinking about buying a dog. But to be honest, why? It's very cheap to run, it's very quiet, it's very nice and comfy. Why would I change that? Unless someone helps me change my car, hopefully not, by touch wood, driving into it, I think I'm gonna keep it for a bit longer. It's a just nice, serene environment you want to spend your time in. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, and there is a 3GS versus 2GS review coming soon, because as you probably know, if you've been following the channel, I used to have a 3GS for 1.5 years. So I think that's going to be a decent comparison. I know a lot of people have asked me, messaged me privately, and they've also left comments asking about the comparison between these two. There is a lot to compare. To be honest, Lexus has changed a lot in the third generation of a GS as opposed to the second generation, so I can't really answer that question and say which one I would prefer, but I will try and do it in that video. So take care guys, bye.